Hey people, this is Conrad Layn here. I received a prompt and a really great message and question from a YouTube neighbor Call Me Cooley. Left a phenomenal question on my page, and I wanted to actually go in detail and give my perspective and insight opinion about business credit, how to actually put a vehicle into a seasoned business that's already existent, and how to start a business with it. And before I give you any of this deep dive advice, this is from my own opinions, personal experiences, and perspectives. I'm not your attorney, I'm not your insurance advisor, not your business consultant, not your financial advisor. And this is just simply me answering your question from my perspective and opinion. Please do your own due diligence. I'm just your friendly neighbor on YouTube, but I'm going to elaborate and answer the gentleman's question. He has a phenomenal question, and I would love to elaborate further. So, okay, it works like this, people. Let's start with the basics. First, there's three, the same way how there's personal credit and there's personal credit, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, which monitors your personal credit. So when you get a vehicle finance, it's usually verified by the lender through those three bureaus. For business, it's a bit different. There's business Equifax and business Experian and Dun & Bradstreet, which typically is known as DMB. So to get started, you have to get typically a DUNS number. I left the links below on how to actually get your free DUNS number. Next, you'll want to definitely do yourself a huge favor and get an EIN, an employment identification number. It's a tax number, same digits as your social security number. It's basically a social security number for your business. Essentially, I left that link below directly from the IRS. It's typically for the United States and United States territories. So you can actually print, that's what you want to start first. You can use that to actually start a DBA, meaning doing business as, and you can actually run a sole proprietorship. Means like yourself, say you're an independent contractor, and you get a doing business as, or you can even get it as your name, but you're just running a business as a sole prop. And you can get an EIN for that business. It doesn't have to be an LLC, a C Corp, S Corp, a corporation. It doesn't have to be a partnership. It doesn't have to be an actual business entity. It could be you yourself running a business as an independent contractor. You can get an EIN based on that. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm giving my opinion, my expertise from my personal experience, my life, and what's worked for me. Again, always do your own due diligence. Don't just believe everything I'm saying, but I am just sharing my perspectives, my opinions. But I left the links below where you read more in regards to acquiring your Dun & Bradstreet number and your EIN number. So they're absolutely free for you guys down there. Next, if you want to go the traditional route of starting, say, an entity, like an LLC, for example, and again, I am not your attorney, I'm not your insurance agent, I'm not your advisor, I'm a business consultant. I'm just sharing what my experience is. So if you want to actually start a business, an LLC, right? You start it in your state, municipality, wherever you want to start it from, you start it. Done. Okay, you start it. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you actually start building your credit, you want to have either an EIN and Dun & Bradstreet number, so that once you start wanting to actually go and look for, say, a car loan for your business, you want to make sure the EIN and Dun & Bradstreet is in your business name. If that's you as a sole prop, in that name. If it's you as an LLC, in that name. It must match the name of the LLC or the corporation or the entity that you're going to be utilizing to run your business. It must match. The EIN must match, and the Dun & Bradstreet must match. And then once it matches, now you streamline the process, and now you can actually start going out and shopping for business credit for cars. But don't get too excited yet, people. This is a bit of a process. So what you typically have to do, you have to start building and accruing some type of information on your business bureau's credit bureau sites. So same as the personal side, where you have to, it has to show basically that you've had the credit for this amount of time and show good payment history. There's something called net 15, net 30, net 60, etc. What this simply means, when you see that when it says net and net 30, for example, it means that a business has extended credit to you, and now you can actually pay it back within that 30-day time frame. It's net 15, pay it within time frame of the 15 days. If you pay after that, that's where you start where your business credit score or your Paydex score on Dun & Bradstreet will start taking a tank hit. It'll start taking a hit, and you want to be careful of that. So it's the same rules apply. Typically, pay your bills on time, and you'll accrue a good credit score. Pay your bills late or in an unsatisfactory manner, your credit score will go down and decrease in value. You don't want to do that. So always pay your bills on time. And with these three credit bureaus, and the way you establish that, you have to establish something called Tradelines. I left 3 links below in the companies that you can actually start start getting a trade line from them. But you have to do this. Always contact them. Don't just sign up for it all willy-nilly. Call them or go through the website. Make sure they report. Oftentimes, and I've seen it happen so many times, where trade line lenders will stop reporting out of nowhere, and some don't report, and somebody have to call them and let them and remind them to report. So before you just sign up and start getting a trade line, make sure you actually check that they even report to the 3 credit bureaus, Bradstreet, Business Equifax, and also business Experian. Very, very important. Make sure you do that as soon as possible before you waste your time and money. That you don't want to start getting all this trade lines from these companies, these lenders, and you find out they don't even report. Then you really can't get a car, because now you don't have any proof showing you even paid these on time. So that's what you want to do. Recommendation is call them, make sure they report. If they say they report to at least one of them, that's good too, but try to get them to report to all 3 of them, or try to encourage them and say, hey, can you please report? See what they say. Worst they can say is no, but see if they're already reporting. Very important to do that. Next step you must do is what I will highly recommend. That's a trade line. You want to find a bank you trust. You get a bank, say Wells Fargo, Chase, a credit union, whatever, and you start a business account with them and ask them first, hey, do you guys offer a business secured line of credit, a business secured loan as well, a business secured credit card, whatever the case, whatever vernacular they use? Ask them if they have something that's secured. All that simply means is that you're putting your money down as collateral, and they'll extend credit to you. This is typically because you have to ask yourself, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Because they're asking you to have credit, but how do you gain credit, and how do you get trusted for someone to lend you credit if you never had credit, right? The hack is this, and you'll get this from this channel. I'm gonna give you an inside perspective. And again, I'm not your attorney, I'm not your insurance agent, I'm not anything to you. I'm just your friendly YouTube neighbor who's just sharing some insight and perspective. Do your own due diligence. But what you can do then essentially is you can actually then start building business credit, because you put your own, say, $500 down. Hey, I want to get a business secured credit card. And then, hey, I want to get a business secured loan, and make sure the bank offers this. You pay it to them, they'll extend it to you. Typically, they won't extend you anything without that. That's how you start building credit. So you get your trade lines, find out the ones that actually extend to a new business and that report. Next, you find a banking institution that you feel comfortable with. Do your own due diligence. I can't tell you which one to go to. And then just ask them for the products. Do you offer business secured loans? Do you offer business trade credit, business line of credit? And do you offer a business secured card? And if they say yes to any of those or all of those, consider them, do your due diligence, make sure it's great, and you give them a collateral, say $500, $1,000, $3,000, whatever you want to give them, whatever they accept, and you start it there. And now you make sure you pay it on time, and like whenever you have to pay it, and then that's how you start accruing and building up your business score. Now when you go to a dealership that offers business credit and business financing, like General Motors or a lot of other dealerships, which I left the link below for General Motors, a lot of times they won't even extend you. I'm not saying that in all time, not saying they'll always decline you, but typically won't even allow you the opportunity to even extend credit to you unless you've proven yourself. If you've gotten to the point where you've established a significant amount of credit for years, or at least for a year, at least to 2 years typically, not always true, but typically, they won't even extend, they won't even look at your application, you'll just be declined, because it's based off of strictly your credit for business. And so to get behind that, to even get to that stage, you need to start building your credit now. You open up a free Bradstreet, open up a free, get a free EIN that's connected to your LLC that you're opening. And for Turo specifically at this time, however, check the terms and conditions of your municipality, and make sure that when you open a business with them, make sure if they say only LLC, then follow what rules Turo have if you're trying to do that, because you don't want to open up the wrong entity and add yourself to the Turo platform. So check your terms and conditions. Every state, every municipality, every province, every country is different that Turo's in. So I'm just giving you a general rule of thumb. Do your research. You guys are smart. You guys are intelligent. You guys are future business owners or current business owners. You guys got to read the terms and conditions. We're not perfect, but you have to do your part. Don't just take my word for it. I'm in California, and it's different out here than in another state. And I'm not perfect, but I'm just sharing my expertise and from my perspective. So I'm only an expert of my life, not of your life. But I'm just sharing insight perspective. So that's that. That's how you basically start your business going forward. And that's what I really highly recommend is do your best to build your credit, build it from the start. Go to Bradstreet, read through the terms, make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure it matches whatever company name you you want to start with Turo or whatever you're trying to do, make sure your EIN number from the IRS actually matches as well with your business that you're starting with Turo, etc. And you want to make sure everything matches, so that when you're actually building credit, it matches the EIN number and a DUNS number, so you get a proper Paydex score, and you can get your you can actually start building credit. Then you can actually go to your bank that you trust or credit union and start a business secured line of credit, a car or a business credit card or a business secured loan. Make sure to see which product they offer. If they offer any of those or all of those, start with that. That's collateralized. That's your own money you put into it. But the cool thing about that is it allows you to really, they do report, and make sure to ask the bank that they report. This is a waste of time if they don't report. And then from that point on, you'll build it that way. And that's how you answer the whole question. How do you get credit from a company without having any credit? Because they usually only give credit to people who have credit. That's how you do it, people. Secure credit lines and credit cards really help you with your banking institution. Puts you on the map. And like I said, start, get into it, figure it out, do your due diligence. That's how you do it. And if you're a seasoned business as well, if you're a business that you've gotten to the point where, hey, I want to add cars to my current business, but your business is already existing. This is really for people that want to start their business. But if you already have a business, you want to be very careful. Speak with your attorney or trust yourself and educate yourself. And what you can do is you start actually, typically, this is just general rules of thumb. Every state's different, every country's different, but you want to actually make sure at that point or whatever, if you have an actual LLC, for example, or corporation, you want to maybe check and see if it's you want to put the dealership, the title name, if you bought the car outright, in your business name typically, but ask your attorney or get a consultation maybe from someone who knows your state, city, or municipality. I'm just your friendly neighbor on YouTube, but that's typically the ideology you want to implement, is that, and think about it, if you're asking about how do you put a car into your business, typically you probably want the business to own the car. But again, I'm not giving any advice. Check with your attorney, check with everything. I said check with your financial advisor, your CPA for your state, city, municipality. Even if you're in California, even if you're in LA, still check with them. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your guy you pay. I'm not your business consultant. I'm just the guy sharing knowledge. And every rule is different. There's always a rule of thumb, and there's always exceptions to the rule. So check with your attorney, CPA, do your own due diligence. Don't just take my word for it, because everything might be different than what I'm stating and implementing. Just making that very clear and putting that disclaimer there, because people want advice or opinions. I'm not giving any advice. I'm just giving my opinions. As I keep constantly saying, hey, I don't know all the state rules. I don't know all the city rules. All I do know is I'm giving you general knowledge. It's up to you. Take it to your attorney or to Google some stuff or do some reading and figure it out and educate yourself. That's what you have to do. So if you have a seasoned business, typically you want to ask your attorney or whoever you can, or a financial advisor, whoever, or do your own due diligence, figure out, hey, should I put this car in my business name so now it's a part of the business? The business owns it now. Now it's actually a business asset. Get what I'm saying? So now when you want to get extended credit, you can put that as an asset that you own that's accruing a profit for you. So that's what you want to do if you're trying to buy the car outright. If you're getting a business, like a business car loan, same rules apply. It's you with your business anyway. Remember I said in the beginning, make sure your business matches whatever your EIN and does the Bradstreet number is. That means if you're applying for business credit anyway, that's not a problem. It'll more than likely be in your business name anyway, because you're purchasing it through your business credit, right? So that's not a problem anyway. And then you might be listed there too, but you probably want to ask your attorney, see what way to do that. But that's what you typically want to do, people. Like if you have a seasoned business, first check with your attorney if you have one. Get a free consultation if you don't have one. Ask the financial advisor, CPA, or someone. Get some type of consultation, or do your own research is what I like as well, and figure it out. And that's the point. Is this every rule is different for every city, state, and municipality. But going for it, that's what you typically want to do. If you have a seasoned business, make sure you do your part and figure out, hey, if this is a business, maybe I should put the car under the business name, or which way will be strategic in that fact. So hopefully that answers all your questions, people. And that was a great question, Mr. Cooley. Thank you for the question, man, and enjoy it. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm releasing this today. Conrad Layn out, people.